And hello everybody, and welcome into the RNGIDP channel. Tonight I've got lineups all set and ready to go. This is the second to last game for game day 3 of the K-League, the Kento League, the National League equivalent. If you're unfamiliar with what's going on in this league, I would suggest you look at that you would watch the intro to the league, and you can find that on our channel. Go check it out. But in essence, and I'll probably say this every time, the basics of this league are that, hold on one second. It's a randomized league that I have put together where all the teams are randomized, which is why I didn't keep the team names, because they have all new players. They're all the major league players from 2015. So you guys know that, you've seen it, you've watched it. But so we're gonna roll this game tonight. We have the Milwaukee Breloom. Their starting lineup: Starling Marte at left, Adam Eaton center field, Eduardo Escobar at shortstop, Josh Donaldson third, Joey Votto at first, Wilmer Flores at second, Tyler Collins at right field, James McCann catching Kyle Gibson. I didn't write this down before, so I'm going to do this right now. Kyle Gibson is a right-handed batter. He is a number 1 weak, so he's not going to do anything. And while I'm looking, Zach Davies on the other side is also a number 1. Alright, so Milwaukee's bench is ridiculous, which I think is partly why they're 2-0. Look who's on their bench: Melvin Upton Jr., Ryan Zimmerman, Evan Longoria, who should be starting for any other team, but we have Josh Donaldson also, Travis Jankowski, who's good for late inning running. He's 1-17. Trevor Plouffe, Jesus Sucre, and that's it. So their bench is deep. Their bullpen is decent: Jepson, Papelbon, Rondon, Pinder, Shaw, Romero. These are their starters are in there too: Fultonowitz, Sanchez, Garrett Cole, Ubaldo Jimenez, who we saw earlier, Soria, Bastardo. So their bullpen is pretty good. All right, so now the Red Rock. Batting first, Jace Peterson, Ian Desmond at shortstop, Gregory Polanco at right, Marlon Byrd at center, Victor Martinez at first, Chris Coughlin in left, Kirk Suzuki catching, Andrew Romine at third, and on the mound is Zach Davies. The Reggie Rock, the Colorado team's bench is not all that great. Ethier, Robinson Carinos, Rusney Castillo, Brad Miller, Christian Colon, Elian Herrera. So really the only one there is Ethier that can match up with somebody. He's a lefty, so that helps. The bullpen: Storin, Giles, Badenhop, Burgos, Tyler Clippard, who's been pretty good so far, Matt Boyd, Tommy Malone, Kluber's a starter, Calmenter, Manny Parra, Chad Qualls, Giordano Ventura, and that's it. Alright, so Zach Davies is going to come out to the mound, take his warm-up tosses, and Starling Marte will step into the box. And we are about ready to kick this one off, or I guess you could say get this one started. Not kick it off. There's no kickoff, so we are in Colorado, so single chances. 4 against the righty, 9, and that'll bring up Adam Eaton. Milwaukee, in their last game, beat Miami 5-3, while the Colorado Regirock lost a close one 3-2 against Philadelphia. That's a 2-7. 2-7 is a single 1-2, or a ground ball third base B, which that is. Makes them routinely, as you would expect, second base B. So they're doing grounder drills, and that one ends the first inning. The top of the first, Milwaukee goes down in order to Zach Davies. Kyle Gibson, the opposite number, takes the hill. Kyle Gibson on his card, he went 11-11 with 32 starts. Had 145 strikeouts, so there's probably quite a few strikeouts on his card. Jace Peterson steps in. Jace Peterson with a 2-8. 2-8 is a ground out to the pitcher. So that is a 1-3 put out. Gibson calls his own number. And Ian Desmond, which is kind of funny. I randomized these teams before the season started, and Ian Desmond ended up on Colorado, and in real life too. And that's a 6-10, and that's a ground out to third. So 5 batters up. That's a single 1-16, a line out, 17-20. That's a single. Polanco is on. Polanco has a stealing speed. So I guess we better check the catcher. Who's our catcher? That for the Milwaukee team, that would be Justin McCann, or James McCann. He is a -2. So if we intended to steal, what would that be? An A stealer is a 1-15. He's going to be held, because they know he's a good stealer. So that is a -2. So 1-15 -2, is that what I said? Yeah, -2. So it's a 1-13 minus another 2 for McCann. That's a 1-11. And Polanco's going to go for it. Bird's card, he's not your prototypical cleanup hitter. He's kind of weak there, so they're going to try and manufacture a run here with Polanco. And it's a 12. What did I say? Did I say 1-11? I can't remember. I'm going to have to recalculate that. So it's a A, 15, -2 for the catcher. That's a 13. -2 is 11. Oh, he just barely gets caught. Caught stealing for the third out. That's unfortunate, especially when it's that close. So Marlon Byrd will come up next inning, lead off. This is kind of how this Colorado team has to work, though, because there's not really any big boppers in the lineup, so they kind of have to just manufacture. That's one of the good things about this league, is the way it's set up. There's real personality within these teams. So Donaldson comes up. That's a 4-9 against Zach Davies, and that is a ground out to third. So Romine's been busy. Yeah, so there's lots of personality in these teams. Colorado, they're 0-2, so it's not really working for them. But I feel like I have to be aggressive with them because their team isn't all that great. All right, so this is Joey Votto. It's a 5-4 fly ball center field X. Center fielder is, who is our center fielder? Marlon Byrd. Hey, look at that. Marlon Byrd is a 4 center fielder. 412, I'm pretty sure is going to go to the E rating. It is Marlon Byrd's E rating. All right. 5 is a ground out to the pitcher. So that's a 1-3. Davies tosses it over to Victor Martinez, who's playing first base. And that is the end of the top of the second. All right, so Kyle Gibson back out there, and Marlon Byrd takes a look again at him. It's a 4, and a 5 is a strikeout. So I don't feel so bad. Byrd was going to strike out anyway. So that stolen base attempt doesn't come back to haunt him. Martinez, it's a 3 against the righty, 3-7. That's a fly out to center. Adam Eaton out there, quite the range, makes the catch. Chris Coughlin steps in from the left side against the righty Kyle Gibson. It's a 3-7. It's a single chance, 1-5. And it's a single, look at that. Coughlin is a beast dealer. And with the 7-hole hitter, you know what? They're not gonna run this time. Coughlin is gun shy because of what happened last inning. It's a 5-7. Well, good thing he didn't. That's a walk. So Suzuki is aboard, and now they got some things cooking. They have some things cooking. Andrew Romine, who's been busy out in the field, he could do some things. He can break this thing open. So it's 2 outs, man on first and second. Colorado with Andrew Romine at the plate. That's a 2. 2-7 is a strikeout. Well, never mind. That is the 3rd out of the inning. Leaves 2 on, and Romine can't bring him home. Well, and the pitcher, not only that, but the pitcher has to lead off the next inning. Davies has to lead off. Speaking of Davies, he's coming back out. We are through 2. Score is 0-0, which is a win, really, for the Rockies. All right, Tyler Collins. He is coming up. That's a righty. That's a 2-10. That's a good roll for him. Double chance, 1-2, or a single. That's a single. It's the first hit of the ball game off of Zach Davies. Tyler Collins gets it to lead off 3rd inning. Tyler Collins was not what you would call a speedy man. Well, he's okay. He's 1-12, but he's not going to steal a base. So they're going to expect the bunt, and Gibson is going to bunt anyway. He's a D-bunter, but with the infield expecting the bunt, they're coming in, infield in. He is going to be an E-bunter. So an E-bunter, but he's going to try it anyway. Try and get the... Wait, hold on. Let's not go crazy. I skipped a guy. Hold on. Before I mess this up, James McCann. James McCann is up. Okay, I almost messed that up. Good thing I looked. James McCann is up, and James McCann is a B-bunter, but you know what? They're going to let him swing. They're going to let him swing. Let's see what happens here. 2-6, and of course, a 2-6 is a ground ball, pitcher A. So that is your classic 1-4-3 double play. Well, I thought about bunting, but you can't bunt into the pitcher. So now there's nobody on, and Kyle Gibson doesn't have to worry about bunting anymore. It's a 4-6. Oh my god. 4-6. A 4-6 is a double. So wouldn't you know it, McCann, he grounds into the double play, and the pitcher, of all people, doubles. That's playing with no DH right there. That's what happens. And actually, you know what? I prefer that. I love it. So Starling Marte looks to drive in the pitcher, Gibson. It's a 4-2. 4-2 is a strikeout. So nothing really ended up happening, but it was exciting nonetheless. No score there. Top of the third. A man left on. The pitcher left on. Well, Zach Davies, he's coming out and he's seeing if he can do the same. See if he can get a leadoff double. It's a 1-8, and that is a strike out. So no dice. That's the third strikeout for Kyle Gibson. Jace Peterson comes up. He grounded out to the pitcher last time up. Jace Peterson is leading the Rockies in batting, hitting .429 coming into the game. That's a 2-8. 2-8 is a ground ball pitcher. So he grounds out to Gibson again. 2 consecutive innings he's grounded out. Not consecutive innings, but 2 consecutive at-bats. He's grounded out to the pitcher. He's got his number. Desmond is up. That's a 4-3. It's a ground ball third base X. Third baseman is Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson is a 1-ranged third baseman. And we'll go to our card. Third base 1, and that is a 12. So that's going to the E rating. He's an E20. That's an 8. E20 and an 8 is an error. So it's an E1. So Desmond reaches on an E5. And we'll write down that Donaldson committed an error here. Alright, so Desmond is aboard. Desmond has decent wheels, but they're going to let Polanco try and have a big inning, crooked number here. See if they can't make him pay for that. That's a 2. That's a good, there's lots of black ink on that too. 10 is a triple, 1-12, or a double, 13-20. We get a triple here, and he's scoring. Oops, in the basket. That is a triple. That is a 9, and it was a 1-12. So that's a triple for Polanco. A run-scoring triple, an RBI for Polanco. An unearned run, though. That would have been the third out. So an unearned run for Gibson. And the Reggie Rock take a 1-0 lead. And it's not over yet because Polanco is on third. Just for a quick gander, as I was talking to my friend Earl, tabletop Tenacious Strat Earl, and he said recently he had a steal of home. So let me just look. Home, a steal is 1-6 for an A-rated stealer, which he's an A-rated, so it's 1-6. Do you still use when you steal home, do you use the catcher's arm rating? That's a good question. They're not going to hold him because it's 2 outs and he's on third. Let's see. I need to look this up real quick. Let's see here. Stealing. Huh. Let's see here. That might have been... I didn't really say much about stealing home. Hit and run. Stealing. Here we go. This is advanced. Where I use advanced rules here. Stealing. Well, it doesn't say anything. I think in super advanced it might have something if he's still in home. But I don't see anything about stealing home and not using the -2 for his arm rating. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to say we will use his arm. So 1 to 6 -2 for the arm, so it's a 1 to 4. He's not being held, so it's a 1 to 5. No. I'm sorry. So it's a 1 to 4 because you don't get a bonus for not being held. You just don't get a deduction. Okay, so it's a 1 to 4, just for giggles. And they're not going to do it. They're going to let... He's the cleanup hitter for a reason. They already ran him out of an inning once, so they're not going to do it. But that was... I wanted to do that for my own prosperity. Thanks for waiting. 5, 7 is a walk. All right, so Gibson is... Gibson's starting to feel the heat here. Victor Martinez is up with 2 men on. After that error by Donaldson, Gibson is kind of... He already had his head in the dugout. He's falling apart here. 5 against the lefty. That's an 8. Oh boy. A double, 1 to 17, double 2-star, single 2-star, 18 to 20. That is a double. That's a double 2-star for Victor Martinez. And that error is really hurting him now. 5. So Marlon Byrd, round second, heads to third. But he stops there. The run will score. Polanco trots home from third. And it is now 2-0 Colorado. Both runs unearned. It should have been the last out. However, the inning keeps going. The catcher takes a timeout and goes and talks to Kyle and says, "Hey man, let's get out of the inning." So far there's a triple, a double, an error, and a walk. Chris Coughlin comes in. 4 against the lefty. 5 is a fly ball, right field B. So they do get out of it. The third out made by the right fielder, Tyler Collins. That's the end of the third. 2 unearned runs. For Kyle Gibson. And the Reggie Rock take a 2-0 lead into the fourth. I gotta mark that. Into the fourth inning. Zach Davies makes his way back out. Had a pretty good first time through the batting order. That's a 6-9. There's a walk to the pseudo leadoff hitter Eaton. And now they've got some problems. So we'll take a look at the stealing for the catcher arm rating for Kurt Suzuki. It's It's a +2. So we're going to have to do some running. Eaton is a B stealer. So that would be a 1 to 13. They're holding him. It's a 1 to 10, +2 for 1 to 12. A 1 to 12 chance, and he's going to go for it. 1 to 12 chance, Adam Eaton. It is a 3. So that is going to go to the T rating. Let me mark the stolen base here. And then we got to roll this again. The T rating for Suzuki is a 1 to 3. And it's a 4. Okay, so there's no other error. But Eaton got himself a stolen base. And Escobar looks to bring him home. 6 against the lefty. 3 is a ground ball, second base, A. So 4 to 3. Eaton stays put, I believe, on a ground ball, A. Let me double check. No runners are forced, they hold. Okay, so Escobar does not get the Eaton to third. Josh Donaldson, looking to make up for that error, steps in. A 5 and a 10 is a ground ball, shortstop, X. Shortstop is Ian Desmond. Ian Desmond is a 3-rated shortstop with an E29, so that's not great if it goes to the error rating. Shortstop 3, 16 is a ground ball, B. So ground ball, B, runners hold. So dribbles it out to Desmond. Desmond looks the runner back to second, Eaton, and tosses it over to Victor Martinez for the second out. And now Davies is one more batter away from getting out of trouble. The leadoff walk and stolen base from Eaton, and it's Joey Votto. I have half a mind to walk Votto. To get to Flores. Man. Do we want to walk Votto in the 4th inning to get the better matchup against the righty? We're going to play aggressive with him, and they're going to say, okay, they're going to walk him. Intentional walk to Votto. Putting him on to get to Flores. You know what? Let me know how you feel about that. I think that the Colorado manager is managing Zach Davies, his young pitcher, managing him to right 2-8, and that is a line out to third base. So Davies gets out of it, and the strategy works. So second guess all you want, but it worked. I have a friend, Don, who I've played against him in Strat a few times, and I've employed that same strategy against him, just walking dudes that I don't want any part of, and he did not appreciate that very much. Bottom of the 4th here, 5, 7. That is a walk. Speaking of walks, Suzuki gets his second walk. That's how the first inning went. Oops, that's the wrong pile. Not paying attention. Andrew Romine. Romine or Romine? I think it's Romine. Andrew Romine hoping to stay out of the double play. I probably just jinxed it. That's a 2-8, and it is. It's a double play. 2-8 is a ground ball, second base, A+. So that's a 4, 6, 3 double play. All right, now the pitcher is up. Nobody on. And let's see if he can hit a double like Kyle Gibson did. That's a 1. That's probably not good. 1-9 is another strikeout for Davies. So that is the 4th strikeout for Gibson. And that'll end the 4th. Rockies still holding on, or not the Rockies, the RNGIDP from Colorado still holding on to a 2-0 lead here. We are now into the 5th. Zach Davies pitching to Tyler Collins, the right fielder. Tyler Collins with a single last time. 5-5 is a ground ball. Shortstop. Shortstop is Ian Desmond, who we saw was a 3. Ian Desmond 3-5 is a ground ball C. A 4 would have been a single, but this is a ground out to Desmond. And that is an out number 1 for Davies. James McCann steps in. It's a 4-7. 4-7 is a skinny double chance. 1-3. That is a fly ball to center field for the out. The center fielder Marlon Bird. Kyle Gibson, the slugger, up. And that's a 4-3 fly ball right field X. The right fielder is Polanco. Polanco is a 2 rated right fielder. And the right fielder is a 2, a 12. That's going to the E rating. He is a E9. E9 with a 7. That is a fly out to right. So that ends the 5th. Nothing doing for Milwaukee. Zach Davies going up against his real team in Milwaukee and shutting him out so far. Kyle Gibson will make his way back to the mound. Really hasn't pitched terribly. 2 unearned runs through 4. Peterson has dribbled out to the pitcher both times he's been up. That's a 6-3 fly ball left field X. The left fielder is Marte. Starling Marte is a 1 rated. He's a really good left fielder. A 1 rated. 13 is going to his E rating, which is a 2. E2 with a 5 is a fly out to left. So that's a 7 for the first out. And we're going to go to Desmond. Desmond has been busy out in the field. Has not done much. Reached on an error and grounded out to third. That's a 6. 8 is a single. Straight single. So there you go. All you have to do is say guy hasn't done much. Desmond is a B stealer. Polanco tripled his last time up. 1 out. And they could hit and run. Nah, they're not going to hit and run. They're just going to let Polanco hit. It's a 2. That's the good column. 2-5 is a single, 1-6, or a line out. That's a line out to second. And Desmond makes it back to first base. Flores threw it over there, but made it back in time. Let's see here. Marlon Bird steps in. Walked and struck out. 3-5 is a single. It's a straight single. And let's see here. It's a single to left field. Left field is Marte, who's a -4 arm. Desmond, even though he runs well, it's a 1-16, so it'd be a 1-12. There are 2 outs, so it'd be a 1-14. He was being held, so it's a 1-13 that he'd get to third. But they're going to go station to station here. They don't want to make the 3rd out at second base. That's the cardinal sin, right? You're already in scoring position. Don't push it. So Bird and Polanco are aboard for Victor Martinez. Victor Martinez hit a double last time up. And they are debating whether or not to go get Kyle Gibson here. Let's take a look at what we have in the bullpen quickly, just to see if there's somebody that can get us out of this jam. The problem is Martinez is a switch hitter. We could go get Bastardo. We have 2 lefties in the bullpen, 2 setup guys, so we could do that. I think they're gonna try and go with Martinez. Get him one more batter. If you can't get Coughlin, or can't get Martinez, they might go get the bullpen for Coughlin. Kyle Gibson, here we go. 6 against the lefty, 4 ground ball shortstop. That's Escobar. Escobar with a 12. I'm guessing that's going to go to his E rating. One of these days I'll learn this stuff. But a shortstop 3, a 12. Yep, that's his E rating, and he's an E10. E10 with an 8. E10 8 is a ground out. So he grounds out to short. 6-3. Nunez makes the play. So no runs there. They stranded 2. Rockies will probably look back at that inning as one they should have scored. And Davies was hoping to have a little buffer there too. Alright, but now it is Starling Marte. We are going to the 6th inning. I should put these higher there. Okay, 6th inning. 6th inning, Starling Marte leading it off. It's a 2. 2-10 is a ground ball, second base A. That would be Peterson, who makes the play. 1 out. Peterson over to Martinez. Adam Eaton, walk. Ground out to third. Stole a base, though, in the 4th inning. It's a 5-4. It's a fly ball center field X. Center fielder is... Who's our center? Marlon Byrd. Of course he is. He's been involved in everything. Center field, he is a 4-rated center fielder. And that might actually be trouble here. Center field, 4. A 7 is a single, 2 stars. So Adam Eaton is... Jeez. Sorry about that. My pen cap fell off. Adam Eaton is on again. And... what did we say his steal rating was again? Let's see. That was a B. B is a 1-13. He's being held this time. So that is a 1-10. A +2 because Suzuki is at +2. So it's a 1-12. And he's going to try and steal again. And it's another stolen base. Successful stolen base again. And it goes to the T rating once again, which was a 1, 2, 3, I believe. Yep. And it's not an error, just a straight stolen base. Adam Eaton with stolen bases, 2 stolen bases. It's a 6, 11. Fly ball, left field B. And so that's the 2nd out. Eaton stays at 2nd. He thought about tagging, but he stays at 2nd because Donaldson is up. If this was Votto again, they would walk him again. But right on right, they're going to go for Donaldson over Votto. Davies in a little heap of trouble here, hoping to keep him off the board. Donaldson's up. It's a 4. That's an 11. Is a ground ball, third base, B. And Davies works his magic and gets out of it again. Nothing in the 6th for the Milwaukee Breloom. Rockies don't feel too comfortable, though. 5 innings, 2 unearned runs. Hey, you know what? They're gonna keep going with Gibson. It got a little dicey there in the last inning, but Gibson is a 6 fatigue rating, and so they're gonna let him pitch to Coughlin. That's a 4-6, and that is a walk. That is not what they had intended by leaving him in. It's the bottom of the order, though. And so they're gonna let him go one more. Kirk Suzuki is up. They're gonna hold Coughlin, who's a B stealer, and Suzuki, who's had 2 walks today, he's gonna try and do a hit and run here. He's a good contact hitter. The runner's being held, so he's a B hit and run person, but the runner's being held, so he's an A1. So it's an A hit and run, A5 single, runners advance 2 bases. And so the hit and run works. Coughlin makes it all the way to third. And now they have to go get Gibson. I know it's the bottom of the order here, but there's a man on first and third. Gibson is just out of gas. Ran out of gas. It happens to the best of them there, Gibson. Gibson is gonna come out. He pitched 5+ innings. Didn't make an out there. Let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. We don't know how many runs yet. We don't know how many earned runs yet. He struck out 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4 walks. Now we got to figure out who's coming in. I think they're going to bring in Brian Shaw, the righty, to face Andrew Romine. And actually, they may go to their bench here. Andrew Romine is the third baseman. Can anybody play third that's worth pinch hitting? Brad Miller can play third. Christian Colon can play third. Elian Herrera can play third. Romine, I think Romine is a 2-rated third baseman. So do we want to give up the defense for another run? I don't think we do. We're going to stick with Romine for now. And we're going to try and knock this home before we get to Davies. So let's try it. Romine has a 4 against the lefty. 4-7 is a strikeout. Big strikeout for Milwaukee. First out for Shaw is a strikeout. So now a double play gets him out of the inning. And now they've got a choice to make. Do they try? Let's see here. Davies went 6. You know what? They gotta go get him. They're gonna go get him. They're going to their bench. Davies getting high fives out in the dugout. But it's time to try and break this thing open. And they're gonna pinch hit with Brad Miller. So, excuse me while I make a substitution here. Miller, pinch hit in the 6th. And here we go. Brian Shaw, Brad Miller. It's a 1, 10. A 1 to 10 is a triple, 1 to 10, or an 11 to 20 double. So this is going to bring home at least 1 run. Here we go. That is a triple for Brad Miller. A pinch hit triple. And that's going to bring them both home. So what a call by the manager for Colorado. Going to the bench. Zach Davies appreciates that. That's 2 RBIs for Miller. And Brian Shaw gives up the GOAT here. So the book is closed on Gibson. He gives up 4 runs, 2 of them earned, the last 2. And Brian Shaw now comes to face to face with Jace Peterson, and he walks him. Well, it's all falling apart for Shaw. First and third now, with Ian Desmond up. And do they want to go to the bullpen again in the 6th to try and get out of this? Or do they let Shaw? There's only 1 out. They're going to pitch to Desmond with Shaw. But if he does anything, they're going to get Polanco. Go to the lefty. It's a 4. That was a 4. 4-5 is a strikeout. Second strikeout of the inning. And now, with Polanco coming up, they are going to go back to the bullpen. And they're going to get Enny Romero. The lefty. So Shaw went 2/3 of an inning pitched. Gave up 1 hit. No runs yet. We don't know about 2 strikeouts. 1 walk. All right, and Romero's up against Polanco, the lefty. It's a 4-8. 4-8 is a single to center field. That's going to bring home Miller. For another run. And Peterson is on first. Let's see here. Peterson is a 1-14 runner. And let's see here. 1-14. There was 2 outs, so that makes him 1-16. Was he being held? I'm gonna say no. So that's a 1-17. Center fielder is Eaton, who's a 0 arm. So it's a 1-17 chance that he makes it to third. He makes it. So now it's first and third. Polanco at first, Peterson at third. And Marlon Byrd up at the plate. Enny Romero did not close it down against the lefty. They're going to let him pitch to him. It's a 3. It's 5. No, it's a 6. Whew. If that was a 5, that'd be a single 2-star. That's a 3-6. It's a ground ball, third base B. So it's a ground out to third to end this inning, which is the 6th inning. 1, 2, 3 runs come home. It is now 5-0. The Colorado RNGIDP off of a triple by the pinch hitter, Brad Miller. So now we need to get a new pitcher in here into the 7th inning. And Colorado they're going to go with Tyler Clippard. He's really their 7th inning guy. Let me add up the totals here quickly. I know, thanks for hanging with me. So Davies went 6 innings. Gave up, if I don't do it now, it's hard for me to do it afterwards. 1, 2, 3 hits. No runs. He had only 1 strikeout. Lots of ground balls. 2 walks, 1 of them intentional. So really, he was just getting the ball in play and lots of ground ball outs. So Clippard comes up against Wilmer Flores. No, I'm sorry, Joey Votto. Almost shortchanged Joey Votto his chance at a bat. All right, Clippard comes up to Votto. 3 against the righty, 3-7 is a walk. Well, that's not how Clippard usually does stuff. So they walk Votto again. Flores is up. Clippard, 7th inning. That's a 1. That was a 3. 1-7. That's a single center field. So Votto goes to 2nd. Votto is a 1-12 runner. Center fielder is Bird. Bird is a -1. So it's a 1-11. He was being held. Yeah, he's being held. It's a 1-10 that he would get to 3rd. They need a few runs, so he's not gonna try it. They need more than his run. Tyler Collins is in, the lefty. Clippard is not really shutting the door here. 4-8 is a pop out to 2nd. That would be the infield fly rule, I guess, if we really were playing baseball. James McCann. Do they walk McCann? No, because they've got a deep bench. And they're probably going to go to it here pretty soon. Nope. Let's see. Do they even want to let McCann hit? They could go to the bench and... Yeah, they're going to let McCann hit because he's a much better catcher. Let's see here. My other catcher is Sucre, who's a -3 arm and a -2. You know what? They might do that. They've got some boppers on the bench here, and we probably should be using them. So 1 out. And let's see. It seems like a good time to use Trevor Plouffe. Trevor Plouffe is going to pinch hit. Sucre is going to come in the next inning and catch. So we're going to pinch hit here. This is going to be Plouffe. Pinch hit in the 7th. Alright, Clippard to Plouffe. It's a 6/4. There's a catcher card. That's a 17 for the catcher, Kirk Suzuki. Kirk Suzuki is a 4. A 4 rated catcher. And that's a 17. A pass ball. So a pass ball is going to allow... Wait. I'm on the wrong dude. Wrong inning. Okay. Pass ball is going to get Votto to 3rd. That's a pass ball to the 8-hitter. And it's going to get Flores to 2nd. And it's a foul out. Okay, so foul out 2. So that's a 2nd out. Alright, confused there for a second. Alright, so there's 2 down. And we need to have a pinch hitter here, because any Romero is not going to hit. So we're going to do a pinch hitter. And that pinch hitter is going to be somebody... It's either Evan Longoria, Ryan Zimmerman, or Melvin Upton. And I think they're going to go with Zimmerman. So they're going to go Zimmerman. And Clippard is limping along here. All right, so Zimmerman to Clippard to Zimmerman. 2 men on. Nobody, or 2 out. It's a 6-9. Oh boy. 6-9. Normal power. It's a home run. 1-19. Other than that, the 20 is a double. If this connects, it's a 3-run homer for Ryan Zimmerman. He hits it. It's Coors Field. He hits it into that airstream in right center field. It's homer. It's a home run for Zimmerman. Pinch hit home run. 3-run home run. Wow. This game just took a turn. Home run for Ryan Zimmerman. The pinch hit home run. Zimmerman in game 1 had 2 home runs in the first game. And now he's got 3 ribbies here. And this is a whole new world. Zach Davies, they showed a shot of him in the dugout, and he's looking worried. Zimmerman with a 2-out pinch hit home run. And Clippard is not out of it yet. He's going to get one more batter. And that's Starling Marte. It's a 1-10. 1-10 is a double. Okay, now they're just piling on Clippard. And they got to get him. They got to go get him. And who do we got in the bullpen? Adam Eaton is up. I think we got to get the lefty. Which is Manny Parra. They're bringing out the lefty. They got one lefty in their bullpen. And it's coming in right now. lefty Manny Parra. So let's look at how Clipper did here. He went 2/3 of an inning. This is going to blow up his numbers here. 1, 2, 3 hits. So far, 3 runs. We don't know the total yet. No strikeouts. And he walks 1 walk. Parra comes on to face Eaton, who they could pinch hit for with Melvin Upton Jr. They're not going to do that. Man on second, Adam Eaton. It's a 3, 9. Oh, man. Look at this, the 3 column against the lefty. All that black ink and a 3-9 is a strikeout. Wow. So Eaton gets a little unlucky there. Maybe he didn't like the call from the ump on the called strike 3. However, Milwaukee's got new life here. Manny Parra closed it down, did his job. We need a new pitcher for Milwaukee. Milwaukee is going to go with Joakim Soria. Enny Romero went 1/3 of an inning. Gave up 1 hit. No runs. No strikeouts. No walks. Soria is coming in to face Victor Martinez in what is now it's a ball game here. Alright, here we go. Victor Martinez, bottom of the 7th. 3-5. 5-3. It's a 1-11. That is a ground ball to first. That is a 3-1 for the first out. Chris Coughlin comes up against Soria. That is a 6-5. 6-5 is a strikeout. Man, I keep dropping my pen, which is not good with fountains because the ink gets everywhere. Kirk Suzuki. Do they want to go to the bench? He's our backup catcher. Robinson Chirinos. What has Suzuki done today? A single and 2 walks. Does have 10 home runs. What does Suzuki have? 5. Better on base percentage. You know what? They're going to go get Chirinos and bring in Chirinos. They're tired of Eaton stealing bases also. Chirinos is a -1 instead of a +2. It's a 3-point difference there. So Chirinos. Okay, Chirinos against Soria. It's a 1-7, and he walks. Okay. That means Andrew Romine is up. A 1-12 12 is a ground ball second base to end the inning and the threat. So Colorado goes meekly there. We're heading to the 8th. 5-3 Colorado. Looking to get their first win on the season. Alright, so who do we have? We have Parra, who was pitching against Eduardo Escobar. They're going to let him pitch to Escobar. He only had one batter last inning. Five against the righty for catcher X. Wouldn't you know it, as soon as Carrenos comes in, he's now the catcher card. Catcher 3, a 9, is right in the E rating. His E rating is an E6. E6 and an 11 is an error. It's a one base error. So E2. Of course it works like that, right? And Escobar has reached. Josh Donaldson. And they're not going to let Parra hit to him. Not his fault that he reached, but what are you going to do? Alright, so they are going to go to their setup man, Ken Giles, their 8th inning guy. Tyler Clippard, we didn't end his. Tyler Clippard gave up 3 runs. Parra gave up no hits, no runs, 1K, no walks. So Ken Giles is in to face Donaldson with a man on. Donaldson is the dying run. 2-8. 2-8 is a single. And Escobar is a 1-13. Was being held. You know what? He wasn't. No, it's a 2-run game, so he was being held, even though he's not a great runner. So 2. Wait here, hold on. 2-8. Left fielder is Coughlin. Coughlin is a 0 arm. Okay, so it's a 1-13. He was being held, so it's a -1. 1-12, not 2 outs. So it's a 1-12 that he would get to third. He's already in scoring position. Votto is up, so he's not going to go to third. He's going to hold. So Votto is up. Votto against Ken Giles, the setup man. That's a 4. 12 is a ground ball. First base X. First baseman is Victor Martinez, who I don't think he's a great first baseman. Usually a DH. He's a first base 4. First base 4. And a 3 is a single 2-star. So, single 2-star. That means Escobar comes home. And Donaldson goes from first to third. Joey Votto has himself an RBI. And this is now a one-run ball game. Can Colorado hold the lead? Oh no. Wilmer Flores. Do they let Wilmer hit? Yeah, they kind of have to. They've used their bench. All right, let's see. Flores against Giles. Nobody out. 2-11 is a foul out. 2-11 is a foul out. That is exactly what Colorado needed. That is the first out of the inning. Man, it's still on first and third. Tyler Collins has popped up to second, grounded out to short, and singled. Let's see what he does here. It's a 4-11. Is a ground ball, second base. B. Let me double check what the B is. Other runners advance. So, what happens is Votto gets put out at second. They tried to get the double play. It didn't work. Collins reaches first, hustles it out. And in the meantime, Donaldson scores from first. So Collins gets an RBI. The second out of the inning. But he'll take that. It's now a tie ball game. A tie ball game, and poor Zach Davies, who went 6 innings scoreless, now has no decision. Jesus Sucre, who came in for McCann, and we're gonna say here. This is Sucre. Okay. All right, Sucre. 2-10 is a fly ball, left field B for the third out. The damage is done though. Milwaukee ties it up. So let's see here. They're going to the bullpen. And they're going to double switch. Can Eaton play? Hold on, let's see. They're going to bring in Hector Rondon. And they're going to double switch. They're going to bring in Melvin Upton Jr. But they need to see if... No, Adam Eaton can't play center field. Collins can play right. What if we took Collins out? Well, I thought we were going to double switch, but it doesn't look like we can because we don't have people that can play the same positions. All right, so we're gonna have to just pinch hit. So Rondon is coming out. Soria went 1 inning pitched. No hits. No runs. 1 K. 1 walk. But Rondon is coming out, and we're also going to see a pinch hitter here. Going to see Christian Colon. One, two, three. Two. Okay, so Cologne. Ah, sorry. I know this is taking forever. This game is taking forever, and I'm sorry. Alright, Cologne is up. 2, 4. It's ground out to shortstop. So Cologne does nothing. Peterson. Peterson 4, 6. That's a double or a single? Double. That's a double. So Peterson is on with a double. Ian Desmond trying to bring him home to 3. 5 is a strikeout. Three 5 is a strikeout. There's 2 down for Gregory Polanco. Gregory Polanco has done some good work today. 3 for 4. It's a 6. 2 is a single. There's no stars, so this could be a play at the plate. Let's see. Peterson is a 1-14 runner. There's 2 out. So it's a 1-16. He was being held because he's speedy. So it's a 1-15. The left fielder is Marte, who's a 1-4. That's a 1-10, right? Did I do that right? 1-14, 16, -1, 15. So it's 1-14, 16, 15. So it's a 1-11, and he will score. If not, do I want to do that with Bird? So 1-11. It's a better than 50% chance. And you're running on Marte. The Rockies are desperate. They've just given up a 5-run lead. They're doing it. And he's out at the home. He's out at the plate. He gets thrown out with a hose by the left fielder. And that's the 3rd out in the 8th inning. Boy, That's a rough one. Probably shouldn't have ran there. Probably shouldn't have ran. Well, that's what you have to do sometimes. So Ken Giles blew the lead last time out, and so they're gonna go with Burke Badenhop. Giles went 1 inning. 1, 2, 2 hits, 2 runs. No, gave up 1 run. Parrott gave up 1 run it was not earned. No strikeouts and no walks. Okay, so Badenhop is going to face a pinch hitter. That pinch hitter will be... No, you know what? They're not going to do that because Upton is a better runner, so if he gets on, he's got a better running chance. It's a 9th inning. Sorry, there's lots going on in this game, and it's taken a long time. Probably would have been better to do this one offline, but if you're stuck with me, I appreciate it. Hopefully it's intriguing. It's a close one. That's why it's taken so long. Alright, so Upton against Badenhop. 1-5 is a walk, so they can do some things now. Now you probably wouldn't want Marte to bunt, but they're going to just play it straight up. Marte is going to hit Badenhop. 3-5 is a strikeout. Adam Eaton is the man up. It's a 5-8. 5-8 against the lefty. Is a triple 1-11 or a double 12-20. Neither of them have stars. Well, the triple obviously, but double doesn't have a star. That's a triple. So Eaton drives home Justin Upton with the triple, taking the lead. And Eaton has himself an RBI, and now it is 6-5, breaking the hearts of Colorado, who may just be deflated at this point. Eduardo Escobar, and now Badenhop just has to stop the bleeding. And probably in a tie game should have brought in the closer Storin to get it to the bottom, but I didn't want this to go too far into extras. I had a feeling it was going to go to extras. Double guessed myself. 1-5. Fly ball left field B ? Alright, so let's see here. 1-5. Fly ball left field B. Question mark. So they could try and score. Could be a sac fly. That's a 1-15 for Eaton. Left fielder is Coughlin. It's a 0. So 1-15 plus 2. It's a 1-17. Well, they're going to try and score. Oh, no, they don't score. Coughlin throws out. So let's see here. That's a 7 for the first out. And that is 7-2 for these. That's the third out. Wow. So Eaton thought he had that one in the bag and got super aggressive. Should have scored, but no, he runs into the double play. And now they got to bring out their closer. And if the Rockies are going to save face here after blowing a 5-run lead, they're going to have to do it against the closer, Papelbon. So Rodon went an inning. He would be on the plus side at the moment. He gave up 2 hits, no runs, 1 K, no walks. And this is Papelbon. All right, Papelbon gets to face Bird. Or do we go with Ethier? And then we're going to save that card for a second. All right, so Papelbon looking to close this one out. It's a 1. 11 is a fly ball, right field. 1 out. The home team is trying their hardest. 2, 6. Line out to third. 2 down. Coughlin the lefty against Papelbon. 1 out away. 6, 2. That is a home run chance. Ballpark home run chance. And Coughlin is normal power against righties. So, normal power for righties. Home run chance. This is a 1-14 to tie this ball game up in the bottom of the 9th. It's a home run. Bottom of the 9th. Coughlin, the hero, tying this thing up. That's awesome. This has been the best game so far of the RNGIDP randomized Nuz League. Chirinos. Well, we don't have another catcher, so we can't pinch hit for him. Can Chirinos get this thing going and keep it going? 1, 5 is a double. So we can keep it going. It's a double. Man, I really wish we could pinch run for him, but we can't. Andrew Romine And now this is where they go with Ethier. And if they need to, they'll figure it out in the 10th. But Ethier is their last bullet in the gun. They waited for it. Here it is. Ethier. Okay. Ethier against Papelbon. Guy on second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. Let's change this, because it is now 6-6. It's a 5, 4. It's a ground ball to third base. The third baseman is Donaldson, who's a 1. That's a 15. That may be his E rating. Third base, a 1. A 15 is a ground ball to A. So that would be 5, 3. So this game, of course, is going to extras. And I doubt anybody's still here, but I enjoyed that. And now we got to try and make it work, because Ethier pinch hit for a third baseman. And who's in the outfield for me? Polanco, Coughlin can probably go to third. So Coughlin is playing left field. Ethier can play left field. Alright, so yeah, Ethier is going to stay in. And alright, so that was alright. I guess now they're going to go with Drew Storen. They got to get it to the bottom half, so they got to go with their best pitcher, Storen. Badenhop is the pitcher of record. No, he's not, because it's tied. Alright, Badenhop went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Alright, so Storen is in. Josh Donaldson. Well, this is the tough part of the lineup for Milwaukee. So that's a 6, 7. Second base chance. Second baseman is Peterson. He is a second base 2. 1 is a single. So Donaldson singles. And Joey Votto is up. Joey Votto, 2 walks, a single, fly out to left, a 3, and an 11. That's a hit by pitch. So Storen, what is going on here? Hits Joey Votto, who's had an interesting game. Flores is now up. And I think this may be where I keep trying to find the best spot to bring in Longoria. I feel like this is it right here. But if I use Longoria, I still have Jankowski on the bench to pinch hit. You know what? They might as well use him. They got him. If he has to play second out of position, then so be it. But Longoria is going to hit. I forgot to move this. We're in the 10th. Alright, so Longoria is in. Flores is out. Against the closer, Drew Storen. It's a 6, 8. It's a walk. So the bases are loaded. There's no place to put him, Storen. I'm not sure what you're doing here, but Tyler Collins is up. Got an RBI. There's nobody out. Bases are loaded. It's a 5, 5, and that's a strikeout with a black. Now, does a hit by a pitch count for pitcher fatigue rating? It's a good question, and I don't have the answer to it. I want to say no. If I can't find it quickly, I'm going to say no, because I think it's just walks or hits. Walks and hits. So, let's see here. Let's see. He reaches his POW inning and allows a combination of 3 hits or unintentional walks in the same inning. Okay, so hit by pitch does not count. Alright, so that will mean that that's a strikeout for Collins, which is big. Big for Storen. Alright, here we go. Jesus Sucre comes up. It's a 2 and a 10. Fly ball, left field, B with a question mark. So Donaldson is a 13. Left fielder is Coughlin again with a 0. They just saw last inning Peterson get thrown out. No. Eaton get thrown out at home. So it'd be a 13, 0 plus 2 is a 15. So it's a 1 to 15 chance that he's going to score, or he's going to run out of the inning and the bases are loaded. With the pitcher spot coming up, they only have 1. I feel like they're going to go for it. Donaldson is going to try and go for it. And he makes it. So it's a sacrifice fly to left for the second out, and Donaldson scores. Sucre gets a RBI. So there's 2 out, and they're not going to use Papelbon again, so They're going to have to pinch hit Jankowski, who's the last man off their bench. Okay, so Jankowski is up. 6, he's a lefty. 6'10" is a fly ball center field B. So he flies it out to Bird to end the inning. But they got to run. And it's now 7-6 Milwaukee. See if Colorado can revise those late game heroics again. And we got to figure out what to do. So Longoria is just going to have to play second out of position. And if it comes to it, it comes to it. Yeah, there's really nothing we can do there. And, okay, so Papelbon went 1 inning pitched, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 0 Ks, 0 walks. And now Jepson is in. Okay, Jepson's going to face a pinch hitter. And Elian Herrera. Okay, Herrera's up. 10th inning. Thanks for staying by here. 5-12 is a ground ball, first base X. First baseman is Votto with a 5. Votto is a 2 first base, a 5 is an out. So that is in 3-1 for the first out. Jace Peterson, 3-10. That's a pop out to first base. So it's a P3, second out. Ian Desmond looking to keep this alive. Last inning they did it with 2 outs. It's a 5-6. Ground ball, third base B. And this one mercifully ends. The Rockies, the Reggie Rock, go out to lose a 5-game or a 5-run lead. Wow, that was a rough one. I'm not gonna make you sit here and sit through the totals. I'll post this on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at RNGIDP. Right there on Twitter, if you can see it. RNGIDP on Twitter _ at RNGIDP _ strat on Twitter. I'll post the box score. Thanks for hanging with me. Milwaukee moves to 3-0. The Reggie Rock fall to 0-3 after giving up a 5-run lead. That'll do it for here. We'll come back next week with the Game Day 3 of the Alola League, where we use the DH, and we'll do a game of the day for that side of the league also. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to Twitter for all the rest of the games that I play offline, and thanks for watching.